I'm 𝗓𝗘𝗥𝗏. This is always race day. This is Infield Beers, and this is a guy that's going to run the 63rd running of the Knoxville Nationals for Guy Forbrook.
Yeah, no beers for me tonight, but I absolutely would enjoy one with you if I wasn't racing tomorrow, the biggest race of the year.
So Justin Henderson with me. He clipped didn't clip Emerson. I've got to be careful.
Yeah.
You got by Emerson just at the end. Take the third spot, line up on the inside instead of the outside.
Yeah, we ran up on that lap car there at the end, and Emerson kind of pulled up on there, and I realized what he was doing there. He knew we were both in instead of jerking it left and taking the chance of getting together and none of us making it. He just kind of did the smart thing, so that was nice to have. Much better outcome than it could have been.
I don't even know if you're okay with me telling this part of the story. I've never seen you as nervous as you were tonight. Yeah,
this is like the most stressful night of the Nationals. If you're not, I mean, any spot you lose is so detrimental. Your whole Nationals is over, you know?
What's Guy Forbrook mean to you, this sport? Tell me about the history and his legacy around here and how...
I think
the thing I know about him with a limited amount of history is he's really fucking good at getting sprint cars to go fast in qualifying.
He is, and that's what makes it more stressful, right? Because you know his car is so fast all the time, and you're like, you better be fast in this thing, or you're basically done. And it's it makes it. I put a lot of stress on myself that way, and so it's hard to just calm down and drive it. And I try to keep telling myself, like, it's your car, just pretend like it's your car. Don't stress, drive, you know, but it's hard to hit a flow that way. And I just kind of luckily got in the flow tonight and got ripping in that heat race and just felt really, really good. And the motor is ripping now, and the car is feeling better every time we hit the racetrack. So to be able to drive for Guy Forbrook and now start ripping and making the main, that's way better than just driving for Forbrook and sucking.
Your season got completely sidetracked after a wreck in a heat race here. I think everyone remembers that night and what happened.
Yeah.
How much work went into Guy getting this car back out on the track and the transition from new car, you haven't been in it, you went to a couple different other teams, you were driving for other people, getting back into the car, a different car, right? Completely different car, and now arriving at this moment where you finally made it go fast tonight. Yeah,
the amount of work that Guy Forbrook put in to get this car back together, so that was a complete one-off car. The motor, this is the same motor, but it had a different camshaft in it than when we crashed. And he took the opportunity to change the camshaft because I hit over 10,000 RPM when I was flipping it, bent every single exhaust valve in the poor thing. So we sent it back to Fisher and put a different camshaft in it, and it's not the same. So we're working with different, you know, when a motor torques up different, it makes the whole car act different. So we're working with that, but he's so diligent and asks so many questions, and I just hate to give him the wrong answer. So it's very stressful. And at that time, you know, I started driving the 25 car and putting laps in there and trying to make their stuff better so I didn't look like such a hobo. But then at some point you're saying to yourself, well, I'm making them better and better, and I'm not really going to stand much to gain once I jump back in the Forbrook car. So it's like, man. And then Forbrook was close to ready to go, and we put a bunch of work. I mean, I went up there a couple times, and Forbrook's obviously put a whole bunch of work into it. And to see that start to pay off now really makes me feel good.
I don't even know the answer to this question. How many Nationals have you made?
You know, I don't even know the answer to that question. I've been hitting the head so many times. I would say this would probably be my 5th or 6th.
And we'll stop here too. What's it mean to you, your family, your son? Your son's older now. Does he know the gravity of making this race? Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, one of his very first super memories was the 𝗫𝗵𝗏 when we got to run the King of the Hill deal, and we passed, I think we went like 4 rounds. And nobody really goes more than 1 round in the 𝗫𝗵𝗏 King of the Hill deal, and the crowd was just irate, having a blast and screaming, and they could feel the energy, and he knew it was for his dad, and that really like locked him in, you know what I mean? And now he started racing karts this year, and he's got 4 races under his belt, and he's really maturing well, and he's straight and smart and smooth, and to see his dad struggle and then figure it out, that's a lesson that he's learning just by watching, I think. Was that 𝗫𝗵𝗏, were you guys racing, or was it timed?
That was the racing deal, King of the Hill, like they did this year. Yeah, exactly.
What do you like better, racing or time?
When it's as one lane as it was this year, I would say time would be better, but it wasn't so one lane that year. I mean, it was more racy, I thought. And I jumped the start. The first one I jumped the start so bad. And then
did you get penalized?
No, well, they can't really put you behind.
There's a big question mark.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Well, I never had run it, so I started in 4. And they were like, hey, oh, we're starting in the middle of the front stretch. So I was like, oh God, because I didn't even watch any of the first couple, so I felt like such an idiot. But then once we got it down, we beat Gio and Gravel and Hod. I think we won 3 rounds, and then Shots beat me. So that was huge, and the crowd just went ballistic. Like, I could hear him in the car. That's how loud they were. So it was really good for him.
I think I was probably here and just didn't know you as well as I do now at the time. But
yeah, I was in the Sandvik 7 car then.
It's been great. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, Connor. Always appreciate talking to you guys.
Thanks, man. This has been Infield Beers. Thanks for watching, guys.